And we are live. What's going on out there, YouTube family? What you guys all been waiting for, even though we have not posted. When you guys will see this, you'll see a back-to-back double whammy, episode 5 and 6 finale review for the Falcon, or should I say Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
Black Captain America and the Winter Soldier. That's what this is. Black Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
So what's going on, Lucas? How you doing,
man? Disney does not care about black people.
Oh no!
Y'all know now.
Why would you start?
I'm letting y'all know that right now. Look, Disney does not care about black people.
This is what Lucas believes. I can't. Look. Anyway, all right. Let's just go and get into it.
I mean, is it something to disagree with? Like, it's not even something to disagree with. How could you? How could you? How could you? They put every black trope in this episode. They even made you Negroes, because I said I'm not going to use the other N-word. They even made you Negroes dance at the end of this episode. Did you not see the montage with the dancing music at the end? And I'm like, oh, do you like? But how little do you think of us?
I mean. But
is it black? Say it. Black people dance when they're happy. No, is that what you're about to say?
So no, what I was going to say at the end of most of Van Diesel's movies, which is a terrible example, him and his family, they get together, drink and dance, right?
They do not dance. They never dance. The whole point of the Vin Diesel films that you are referring to is because they are a connection as family. This was like a neighborhood block party at the end. And then, not even a very end. The very, very end is when you turn. Nope, not going to say it. Just going to say Disney doesn't like black people. And they go out their way to use your black guilt to push the black Captain America down to having the other black super soldier cry at the end because a statue was all he ever needed. Granted, they threw him in jail for 30 years because he was black and he had superpowers, but we're going to forgive all of that because now I have a statue. Yay.
So I'm going to say this to be on the opposite side of this really quick. I felt like I knew all of this was coming. I knew that, well, I mean, you're literally going to hear us talk about it in just a second, that Anthony Mackie was going to become Captain America.
You knew it was going to happen. I said something could happen. And if Disney did it,
we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. But for me, I did not have any issue with the way that he became Captain America or the showcasing of his skill set, even though he technically doesn't have any good hand-to-hand combat skill set, but the uses of his wings and the uses of the shield and the way he utilizes, I guess, his voice, as Sam. I think that I loved him being able to rise to the occasion and actually show who he really is. Now, as far as like characters like John Walker, I have some really big thoughts on that.
He's a good guy now. He's a good guy now. Like I said, he's a good guy now.
I really have. Those are where a lot of my negatives come in with this. Sharon Carter, we already predicted. We kind of knew that was going down that lane. I did like how, Bucky had to, unravel himself essentially and kind of rise to the occasion, even though he kind of got tricked over a phone, which that bugged the mess out of me. But for me, I really was excited to see Sam as Captain America. I knew it was coming. I knew they were leading it up to it. And, call me like, a sympathetic, comic book nerd. But
I'm not going to call you that.
But
just know that's what I'm thinking.
That's fine. That's all good. But for me, I'm happy to see Sam in the Captain America suit. I really am. Like, I think that in hindsight, I was kind of like, dang, Monica Rambeau and Sam both had their debuts as these pivotal, centerpiece characters in a TV show as opposed to a film. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, well, at least they did have moments to be able to breathe, to kind of like allow their characters to kind of progress from a narrative, regardless if the narrative was done a slighted way, in my personal opinion, which we are definitely going to get into that.
It was definitely done in a slighted way. That's a nice way to put it.
We're gonna go into that very soon. But for me, I really did enjoy it. I really did have a lot of enjoyment and some emotions towards it when it came to Isaiah Bradley. I think that there's some things to say with what Lucas is saying about that, because there's not a cookie cutter way of kind of just ending it, and they definitely
cookie cutter it up
in Marvel fashion. Most of the time, they cookie cutter it up, which is, I knew they were going to do that, because I was like, he said a dope statement, and me and Lucas, I was kind of at a standstill with it, because Lucas was right. He felt without a shadow of a doubt that what he's saying was right, and he was justified in saying it. And even Sam knew that he was justified in saying it. And so I was kind of like, I don't know how they're going to turn this around. But anyway,
they didn't. They just say we're gonna clean this up mighty quickly, and we're gonna hope the black folks don't notice how quickly we clean this up. He went from you can't be this to all right now. He literally the all right now.
He said there's something special about you. And I think that what they could have added is they could have said, they could have had him have a dialogue. Was like, you know what? I respect that that's what you believe is going to work, but I still disagree with you, but I got your back. Or something like that. I think that they could have cleaned
something
it up.
Specials about him, huh?
No, he said that.
That's what I mean. He said some specials about him.
Yeah, but
magical maybe.
But to me, I think that they could have cleaned it up.
Negro-ish.
No, don't go there, Lucas. Don't you go there. Go there. What I'm saying is that I think that they could have cleaned it up and had it that he still stuck to how he perceived the world to really be, but at the same time show respect and say, you know what, I respect your decision.
You hear the speech? That's what he did. He did that with the speech. You didn't hear the speech? That's what the speech was. That's what his speech was.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, I just, for me, I did find a lot of good things about it, and I did enjoy it. I knew it was coming, though, and I actually am very intrigued to see where we're going to go and break this up. So if you guys enjoyed it.
Quick question here.
Please
How long is he Black Captain America in the comic books?
Oh, why you got to go and do that, Lucas?
Just ask some questions.
Why you had to go and do that?
How long is he Captain? How long is he Captain America in the comic books?
Maybe 2 years worth of comic books, which that could be like 5 years or 4 years, maybe. But it wasn't that long. Because Steve Rogers, as an old man, ended up having to come back because there was a Hydra version of Captain America that came up, and then he had to become like Captain America again for some kind of reason. I don't really remember.
Because Sam doesn't have superpowers, and this show made sure to try to erase every bit of super soldiers in this universe, besides Bucky, to make him fighting people more realistic. Because he's a soldier with poor hand-to-hand combat skills. How did he save? How did he stop the truck from falling? And before you say his wings, you know how the human body works?
Bruh, we are talking about Marvel.
Did he not grab that truck with his hands?
No. No, we are talking about Marvel.
I love the way I'm supposed to dispel belief of everything else.
We do this all the time with these
in the show that tries to say we're trying to make it as grounded as possible, and then you say things like that, And then I asked a legitimate question. So how the hell is he stopping this truck and he's straining? If his wings are the reason why, he wouldn't need to strain. The moment he said, "Oh," I said, "Wait a minute, that should have broke every bone in his body. Even with the wings, that should have broke every bone in his body." But I digress. I digress.
The only way I can kind of break it down, and at the end of the day, it would still have shattered his arms. But he's got vibranium
arms.
He's like literally the whole entire suit is vibranium. It's the same exact materials that they have in Wakanda, what I'm assuming. And
not those, was it the wings or the suit?
It was the whole suit was made from that material. Because I was waiting for him to get shot and it just kind of bounced off. That's why I was kind of like, even though he ain't got no super strength, this ninja is bulletproof.
If that's the case, how did the other super soldier almost kill him? Isn't vibranium kind of like, that's what Black Panther suit's made of? I've never seen him get manhandled that way before. Because other than that, Black Panther is not. He has no superpowers. Yeah, he got the flower. He got the flower.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, ninja.
He got the flower.
Yo, this ninja is on the same level as.
He has the flower, right?
Yeah, he got the herb. He got that herb.
So is the herb makes him a better fighter?
No, it makes him a gosh darn super. He's on the same level as a super soldier.
So
like physically.
So what's the point of the vibranium suit if it doesn't stop you from someone killing you?
I mean, I assumed it was gonna be able to protect him from, like
it didn't look like it. Unless I missed something.
I thought he was getting hit in the head, and that was,
nope, him up, she was hitting him everywhere, and he was like, yeah. So that's why I wonder, is it this now in the comic books it may be the suit, but on the show they kind of established, his suit he's just regular.
Bruh, that's got to be something else in that suit, because ain't no gosh darn way he even survived that long in a fight with her. To be honest, because even John Walker was like,
I'm about to say we saw him survive with John Walker, and John Walker tried to kill him multiple times.
No, but I'm saying that John Walker got in a fight with her, and she kind of like,
Can I ask that question too? How well trained is she? John Walker is a soldier who has amazing hand-to-hand combat skills, and yet and still, she's a refugee, and she has amazing military trained hand-to-hand combat skills. You know what? It's Marvel. I'm just gonna leave it alone.
That's what I've been trying to say. It's not worth.
So then, in other words, it's the same thing I said at the beginning of this show. You tune into this show for the action and the spectacle, because the writing won't be good, the acting won't be good, none of that will be good. You're going to tune in for the spectacle of it. And as long as you can sit back and enjoy the spectacle of it, nothing else matters.
I mean, yes. I mean, I can say that effectively, because to your point, regardless of the amount of power being pushed with the brace, and the brace protecting his sternum and possibly his legs and his back, his arms would have buckled from if he's straining, that means he's using his arms. Even if it was pushing, like, there has to be a brace doing that. And he doesn't have an Iron Man suit, to be quite honest with you guys. So technically, yes, his arms would have broken. It's comic book logic. It's the same thing. I had a problem with the fact that John Walker sitting there making a gosh darn shield that I was like, bro, why? I mean, I get why functionally, because it's like he's been trained to utilize it, but I was like, that joint gonna be tore up by the end of it. And realistically, it did. I appreciated that. I was like, oh shoot, that joint did not last, and it was not
supposed to last, because it's supposed to have been like, he's not the real Captain America. Look, his shield doesn't even last. Like, it's but it was unnecessary for him to create one.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was like. I kind of was like, he really low key could have just went out there without anything. But I mean, the MO that they were kind of putting with his character is that he perceives himself to be the embodiment of what Captain America is supposed to be. And I mean, again, we talked about that. They all were on that tip of like, we're Captain America, we are Steve Rogers, and it's not that. You ain't got to be. And I'm glad that they kind of let that be.
He becomes a good guy at the end.
Now, look, I'm going to tell you this.
He becomes a good guy at the end.
First off, dog, are we just going to forget what you guys already... Y'all literally blacklisted this man, right? And
go ahead and prove my point. Go ahead and prove my point.
No, I'm not gonna.
You're gonna prove my point. You're gonna prove my point. See, we're talking, and they haven't. We're talking now, and I understand that we're talking, and you're going to get reviews from us back to back, so you don't understand what I said last episode. But you don't have to. Go back to episode 4 when I said what he did wasn't that bad, and clearly this episode says what he did wasn't that bad.
But it doesn't make any sense because at the end of the day, it really doesn't make any sense.
What'd you just say? Would you just tell me about the stuff that didn't make? Comic book logic says he can become a hero. And boy, did they not give him a happy ending here. Him standing next to Bucky, and I said, oh, look at this. He's a hero now. Oh. So we forgot he murdered someone on national television.
He's
a hero now.
He's a
hero now.
And matter of fact, he still didn't say he didn't even. One of the things I was kind of like, I was waiting for it. I was like, regardless, all right, cool. Y'all make him a hero, cool. At least allow him to be like going to Lamar's family or admit to himself, yeah, I didn't really kill the right person. I wasn't the person that killed Lamar. I was like, is he just kind of just let go because, I mean, effectively she died? I can't remember because Sharon killed her. Is that what this is about? I mean, my whole thing was if they were going to do that, at least resolve this man's mental state. And they didn't. They didn't at all. It's kind of like he had a psychological break and it's just like, oh, well, you know what? He's cool. And he left it and he's like, I'm back. Like, I was like, he's sitting there saying it with his wife. And I was just like, and the comic book fan in me was like, yo, U.S. agent, soldier, suit, bet. I'm all for it. Let's go. But then the realist in me and the critic in me was like, why did you build this intricately interesting character with so many different layers to just be like, oh, yeah, he's a good guy. No harm, no foul, no mental break. It doesn't matter. It's all good. You know, he had a change of heart. But the reality is, and Lucas has been saying this for the past few months that we've been watching this show, that the issue isn't him being a good soldier. The issue isn't him being a good man. He made a conscientious decision to do that. And he was emotionally compromised. And that they didn't rectify that to me. And I was like, what was the point? What was really the point, bro? And so that was one of the problems I really did have with this episode specifically, because I was like, for all the people that y'all claim y'all hate him and stuff like that, y'all better not be on this man's bandwagon after this.
Because also he's a good guy now. He's a hero.
Bruh, y'all better not be on that bandwagon.
He may become an Avenger.
He's going to be a Dark Avenger. I said that. Well, y'all will see whenever we post this up. The 5th episode we talked about, I was like, they're definitely going to make him a part of the Dark Avengers. And what's going to be interesting, if they bring Norman Osborn in and he becomes like the other Iron Man, that'll be interesting. Well, that'll be freaking crazy.
Problem is they don't have rights to that character.
They don't anymore.
they don't have rights to that character. So pick someone else to be your Dark Iron Man. That character. Yeah, that character there. Nope. Not that guy.
But anyway, yeah. So anyway, I want to show this clip really quick because I want Lucas to kind of expound on it so we can just get into it. All right, guys, prepare yourselves for our conversation here.
It says, "There's no need for Captain America. We as a nation can stand up for it." Blah 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 blah. I'm not going to say it because if some words I say come out of his mouth, I'm going to be even more upset. But if he gives some type of speech where it's okay, a Captain America at this moment is not needed. We need to stand as people ourselves and stand up and help each other and do all this. We can be the symbol of Captain America without it being a Captain America. So, and he still carries the shield. Then what would you do? So, all
right. So real quick. All right. You want to expound on that real quick, Lucas, before I go to the next clip? There's another clip that I'm going to bring up.
My whole thing was at that time, I'm trying to do a hypothetical. What happens if he doesn't become Captain America, but he still carries the shield as Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
How would you feel about that? I think that's what I asked you at that point. How would you feel about that? And then it was, but if Disney makes him do a black speech about like how we need to come together and as a people and we need to stand for each other and stuff like that, and you get black people to rally around him, I'm gonna have a problem with them, because that to me is that's the worst thing you can do, because it just shies away everything that Isaiah had said and he went through. It didn't make sense to me to do that transition, and boy, did Disney do it.
Yeah, I'll let y'all keep listening really quick. Hold on. Ask one last question. If Bucky ends up becoming Captain America,
just another white man being Captain America, I could care less.
But you'll be okay with it.
You do know my only issue is that he's a black established superhero, and now magically you need him to be another white person superhero. That is my biggest
50,
issue.
48. All right.
Again, Isaiah, his point was very valid, and unfortunately for Marvel, because they leaned into it, like, what? As a black man, why? I don't want to be the symbol of hope for you people.
All right, so hold on. Here's 50, 48. Because this is the funny thing. I actually brought up hold up. I would just be fine with being called Captain America. Hold on, here it is. They've been leaning into that.
So,
really
hey, would you be okay if people called him Black Captain America?
Here it is. I would just be fine with being called Captain America, to be honest.
Why not Black Captain America? We had a white one. So
the funny thing is, I put this picture up before we even
have an issue if they call him Black Captain America.
Wait, why?
I'm asking.
A reason why I wouldn't. How do I put this?
The kid literally told you
where I was gonna get
how people think. When he said, why not just Falcon? He said, because I'm black. He said, yes.
50,
that's why you're Black Falcon.
Yep. It's coming.
Hold on. Aren't you Black kid? The kid laughed. But in all honesty, if I saw that kid, I would call him Black Kid. That little black kid right there. I'm just pointing out. They call him Black Captain America. Oh, it would be the funniest thing in the world to me.
Well, Disney would never do that.
But you also thought Disney wouldn't do a lot of things that they've done with this show so far.
Well, no, I told you, I said to you, I was like, by the end of this, Lucas, they're gonna make
no. Not just him make Captain America. You didn't expect them to go as far as they did with Isaiah.
No,
exactly. So now you don't think someone would call him? You don't think they would bring that little kid back and say, "Hey, that's Black Captain America"?
I don't think.
I'll just wait. Wait for the fuckery to happen, and that little kid show up again, and he calls him Black Captain America.
What I think is going to happen with Isaiah is that when yo, Lucas straight up called it, y'all. So he predicted it. It happened. Like, it actually happened. Like, and this is where Lucas also transitioned to the black folks cheering and dancing after the fact later on. But
he literally was dancing the moment they get to them. I said, I know they're not gonna have people dancing. You can't have black. And then they start playing the music. I said, oh God, this is. As black people, we literally talk about how we hate movies when it does this. Like, every movie or everything with black people has to have a dance break or us around food. And we don't like that because it's a stigmatism that's attached to it. And they leaned right into it here.
So
Bucky playing with the black kids, helping out. I'm like, see, this is their lethal weapon moment again. He is literally Riggs. Bucky is Riggs.
Yeah, we knew that. I mean, we knew it was going to be a 48 hours or
and Black Captain America is Murtaugh.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to say this. I'm going to ask you honestly.
That fucking suit looks stupid. Why does it look that stupid? I don't care if it's comic book accurate. It looks stupid.
It's very comic book accurate.
It looks so stupid.
Is very comic book accurate. So I'm gonna say this. So I don't know how to say this to you. I'm gonna just ask you. So as a black man, right? Mm-hmm. And this brother this brother Sam Wilson. Do you not find any kind of, I guess, positive in him being Captain America? Because I already know how you felt before it actually happened. And I know how we've been talking about it from the beginning of the season until right now. But do you see any kind of empowerment or positive in Sam donning this costume as Captain America? Because the reason why I asked you that question, for me, I look at it that there's been plenty of people through the years that's been like, man, shoot, I ain't studying no Captain America. Like, what's he got to do with me? And it's kind of like, I said this last episode, and y'all see it in our episode 5. It's kind of like I always think back to like Miles Morales. I never thought of like a black Spider-Man. It's always been Peter Parker. And I've been always cool with that. I've been always cool with like, this geeky white nerd, like, from Queens doing this thing. And I've always been behind, his scenario, his situation. And but it's like, it was never like in my head, it was like, oh, well, that could be me kind of situation. And then like Miles Morales as a character kind of came on. I was like, wow, this is freaking dope. I love how they did this, how they executed it. Mm-hmm. And then, years ago when they did, put, Sam in the costume, it kind of came out of left field to me personally. Because I was like, this is weird. Like, what is going on here? But I was like, at the same time, I was like, this also is really dope because there are probably some people that have been longtime Captain America fans that have been behind, what, Captain America was about. And it's like, wow, now there's somebody that, it's like, oh, wow, this black dude is now the new Captain America. That's actually really a special moment. And I think that that's kind of like how I internalized this transition. And I mean, I think that it could have been executed a completely different way, a little bit more respectful way, and with a lot more nuance personally. But for me, I see value and importance behind it just being the reality that it is, that Sam is the new Captain America. Now, regardless if it's going to take like 2 years and this man Steve Rogers is going to be Captain America again, I don't know. We're going to see. If the new Captain America 4 comes out, I don't know. If
2 quick questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
First, I'll ask this one, and this is going to be a stinger for you.
Go ahead.
What's the difference between him and Ironheart?
Ironheart, I never knew who she was. She was just a girl that idolized Tony Stark, and she became this Iron Maiden lady. But she became Ironheart when Iron Man was still Iron Man. Like he was still Tony Stark, and he was still doing his thing. Like he wasn't dead at that time. Like it was kind of like he was
kind of like that other character you just talked about, right?
Miles Morales. Yep.
So at no point in time were either one of them established heroes, black heroes, and you decided that wasn't enough. That's the problem with him being Black Captain America. Is that you took an established hero and said, you're not enough. No, you must don this suit, because once you don this suit, you mean more. And it's like, so as a black hero, I'm not enough, but as a black hero replacing a white hero, I am enough. So as a black man, no, we're not going with this. Not matter of fact, this actually symbolizes, and this is weird because I'm talking about black people who are into comic books that I know. This transition symbolized a lot of their issue with race switching that happens in these comic books, because now that is a huge problem. I hear too many people who categorize themselves as black nerds or blurs who will say, stop changing white characters black and give us actual black characters.
Yeah.
Here, you literally had a black character who they changed to a white character. That's a problem.
I mean, but this is the thing.
And here's where shit. And I understand people are going to say, well, it's not, you don't have to go that far with it. In today's climate, it's even worse. My fear with this was always it could be a read the room type of moment. Do you not understand? Like the time period that we're in, this ain't what we needed to see. And it's a contradiction to the speech you gave with Isaiah already. It's literally a contradiction of it. And that's not a good contradiction to have. Because if this gave people hope, at what point in comic books was Isaiah around? Meaning, what year? Like, I need to know this because that's highly important right now. What year did we know, or the comic book community know, Isaiah is kind of Black Captain America?
Yeah, I'm looking it up now. I mean, I think that it's kind of hard, man, because
put like this, because if it happened before they switched Falcon, they're basically telling you he was not enough as himself. We need a Black person to take over. And here's the thing. I think at this point, everybody can admit that at that time, Marvel race swapped him because it was a good look to have a Black person in that suit. The same reason Warner Brothers eventually does it with Batman and all these other people when you race swap. It is a thing you do to get comic book people to buy comic books more.
So I just found it. It was 2003 when Isaiah Bradley was first recognized in his situation. Like everything
so that
happened with him.
Was 11 years before Falcon.
So no. So as far as Falcon was established like years and years before Isaiah Bradley was even.
No, not the character Falcon.
Oh, you're talking about him transitioning to
Captain America.
Captain America. Yeah, it was like 2013. So it was like 10 years roughly. It was 2014 or 2013, I believe, when Sam turned into Captain America, I believe. Yep. How did he? Yep. It was 2012, actually. So yeah, so it's weird to me though, because I could see how some young kids could care less and they just want to be Captain America though. I think that's my thing about it. It's kind of like they showed like the young kids in this.
If they don't care, they don't care that he's Black. And guess what? Marvel didn't change him Black for young kids. They changed him Black for older Black men.
No, I'm saying like there are young kids out there that love Captain America and they would love to see themselves. They would dress up to be Captain America. That's what I'm saying. Like even there was like
they're not dressing up as Falcon Captain America. That ain't happening.
I bet you don't think that no,
they're not dressing up as Black Captain America.
Come October, we're gonna have a lot of.
Again. They're not dressing up as Black Captain America. No,
I think they will. I really do.
No.
I really think they will.
So in other words, he wasn't enough for them to dress up as Falcon because they didn't see him as being important. But the moment he puts on Steve Rogers' white suit, he's now better.
No, I think it's just it's like me saying who's more important, right?
Mm-hmm.
Batman or Nightwing, or better yet, Batman or Robin. Who's more important?
Well, one is an established sidekick. Are we saying that Falcon's always going to be a sidekick?
No, I'm giving you the same example because Dick Grayson, remember, he started off as
we tried to say that the episode they're going to see, and I literally said he's not an established Black anything.
Yeah,
no one cared. Put it like this: that's not a good example. Now give me a one where there's a Black person who's an established hero who takes over for the white mantle, and it wasn't just a race swap thing. And that it viewed like great, like that don't happen.
No, what I was talking about was that when Dick Grayson initially started as Robin, right, and then he went to be Nightwing, that didn't. I mean, people still cared about Dick Grayson at the end of the day, and it's kind of like if Dick Grayson later on becomes Batman, I think the importance of Batman is still going to be more prevalent than Nightwing or Robin. That's what I'm trying to say. I think that at the end of the day, as a symbol, Captain America is always going to be overshadowed. It's like Iron Man and Captain America and Thor and Hulk are always going to overshadow characters like Black Widow or I don't know, Rocket Raccoon or the Falcon.
So any black kid who wanted to be Falcon because Falcon looked like them, and then he changes to Captain America, you just told them that's not enough for you.
Oh, I see where you're going with this. Why are you because now you're going on that Starlight level where with like Starlight and the boys, where she initially had her regular costume and the little girl was looking at her like, oh wait, why do you wear your different costume now? Why did you change up?
Because it's hard to say. I said in the last, but you're gonna see it before you see this one anyway. I said in the last review that the issue is always going to be his race. That's the issue. It became the issue from people who I know, Sam included, who was in the comic books, who kept on saying, man, they need to create more black characters instead of race swapping white characters into black characters, because that's not what we want. We want you to create black characters we care about and establish them. To me, he's the defining moment of a white character being race swapped to a black one. But worse than anything else with him, he was an established black hero already. So I can't, only time I think of anyone else that I believe that could did this, and I use that as an analogy last time, is if Black Panther became Captain America. And you'd be like, oh, so, you know, Cap will always be more important than Black Panther. So his symbol's more important. So then it's perfectly fine if he takes up the mantle of Captain America.
But it's kind of like...
Unless you are telling me, and I ask this repeatedly, that Falcon is absolutely nothing but a sidekick. And because he should always be viewed as a sidekick, if the main person goes as someone who is only ever a sidekick, which MCU does a great job here of saying that's not the case with Falcon. He's more than just a sidekick. So when you establish him as more than just a sidekick, you can't go back and treat him like a sidekick for a cool moment, because that's what this is for. This is for a cool moment. That's it.
I don't know, man. This is a hard one.
You see how you can break down this conversation into race, and that's been my only issue with it. I mean, execution is horrible because the writing isn't good, but like it's the implications, and I always say it goes back to them bringing Isaiah in this and having him do a speech that they should never have had him do, because his speech brings race to the forefront. So all of these other questions should naturally progress from his statements.
It's
when you didn't have to do that. You could have introduced Isaiah and never had him say that.
I mean, but I think this is the hard part, because I had a conversation with a good friend of mine who's in his 50s or 60s at this point. And he kind of was talking about the episode when Isaiah kind of came up. He was talking about a discussion that I had. And it was kind of like there were going to be people that were going to have those same exact questions that Isaiah had in the real world while this was all happening, regardless. It's just that what Disney did, they put that to the forefront and they challenged people to say, oh, okay, if you're feeling this way, okay. But then Sam is allowed to feel this way as well. But it does directly, I don't want to say contradict. I don't want to say contradict.
No. You don't have to say it, but it does. It completely contradicts it. And that's an issue. Not only that, though, then you go as far to wrap up everything Isaiah said into a nice little bow at the end.
So about that. So do you think that Isaiah doesn't feel like Sam is still going to fail? Because I feel like I felt like even with the conversation that he said,
but he's not talking about failing in the sense that you can't save people, be a hero.
No, I'm talking about I'm talking about
he means fail as a
perception.
I mean, didn't you hear Sam's Black Power speech of half of the people are not going to like me as Captain. Like, I will always have an issue when a company that has the history that Disney has, and they play a race card in the show. And I am trying to hold back and not say exactly what I think. But, but, him believing he would fail is 1,000% true because he should fail. Unless you want me to live in a land of make believe, yes, he would fail.
So all right. I'm gonna ask you an even deeper question because I feel like this is going on Chadwick Boseman status now. In about 5 to 6 years from now,
when they
if they
replace Black Panther, because
wait,
they're going
wait,
to have to do it eventually.
No, I'm going a little bit step deeper than that. In 5 or 6 years from now, when they get to these Avengers movies, and Steve Rogers is not dead, do you think people will feel a way
if he comes back?
If Sam's gonna sit there and give the freaking shield to Steve Rogers after because the reason why I bring that up is kind of like a lot of people were upset because of the Chadwick Boseman situation over the weekend with the Oscars. And I said to everybody, truth be told, Anthony Hopkins was the best. But one of the things that hurt the Oscars on the back end from an Academy standpoint is that they literally left that was the very last thing, the last category, where normally that's the best picture is the last thing. And so it's kind of like all this buildup was like, okay, like Chadwick's wife is going to have this speech. A lot of people were just having this trend, and it's kind of like it was playing to that. And it kind of really, it kind of really blew up really bad. And I'm just curious in your personal perspective, is that how are people going to look at this
here you go.
if later on Steve Rogers just takes up the mantle?
I'll try to bridge it off of the analogy that you're using for what happened Sunday. And I'll tell you the biggest difference between the two. People will be highly upset if you give a black man something and then magically give it back to the white man and then think people are going to be okay with that. They're not going to be okay with that. He either has to die as Captain America, or you can't even reboot it at this point. Because if you reboot it back to a white one, it's going to be a problem still.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
so either way, people are going to be mad.
That's what I figured.
Between
that's
this
what I figured.
And a Chadwick issue is that this has one voice, just one, or one entity that's in charge of everything. The Academy Awards didn't have that. They had a producer of the show who the producers don't know who the winners and losers are.
Not at all.
They are guessing. And they hedged their bets that they assumed Chadwick would win. And when he didn't, please believe they didn't do all that show for Anthony Hopkins to win and his ass not be there. That was not at all was not what they were setting up. They thought Chadwick would be a lock, the producers of the show, and that's why they set it up that way. Here, with this situation, if we are to believe everything that Marvel's ever said to you, their plans go 4 to 5 years out. So they would know if they plan on bringing Steve Rogers back. How do you bring Steve Rogers back and you have him?
That's what I'm trying to say. And I'm going to say this respectfully. If they kill this man, Sam Wilson, he just dies with the shield, I'm going to be pissed. I will personally be pissed.
I ain't
going to lie to you.
Can I ask a question? If for some odd reason, because I don't think they would kill him, I think something else, they'll find a way to take it from him. Once they do take it from him, can he go back to being Falcon? Because you told me Falcon.
This guy right here, I'm gonna pull him up really quick because he ends up becoming geez.
You see that thing? Even you had to try to forward.
No, it's because we just had a conversation. Anyway, this guy right here ends up becoming the next Falcon. And so, I mean, matter of fact, they even kind of work together already.
Is he? I mean, do you want me to ask in a nice way? Is he not ethnic. I don't know how to ask that question properly, but
Wait, what?
is he not? Is he? What is he?
Wait, what do you mean? Is he Latino?
Yes.
Yes, he is.
Okay. You know how black people are going to view that, though, right?
Oh.
There you go. There you
Why
go.
you had to? Why?
There you go.
Why would you do that,
There you go.
Lucas?
We're just pointing out.
Why you had to
We're
do
just
that?
pointing out how this goes down the road.
I'm gonna
I
change
mean,
it.
we could go off to
Oh
the.
god.
See, there you go. Look at the happy black. They eating and everything. See what I mean? See what I mean? Black people with food, man. Black people with food with dancing music. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. But here's another question. It was also announced that there's going to be a Captain America 4 movie, right?
Yep.
With the same guy who was a head writer on this show.
Yep.
Which, I mean, it's not like the writing on this show is good. But if the movie performs like Triple X did when you took away Vin Diesel, what do you think Marvel does? Because here's the thing, people, and here's another issue. Captain America has a standard. If you don't reach that standard, what happens?
But I've never seen a Marvel movie like just up and fail.
What do you mean by that, sir?
You know what I mean by that.
No. What do you mean by that? Because
I don't want to go there.
Because it's a difference between failing. It's a difference between not meeting expectation.
Yeah, there's definitely been time they haven't made expectations.
But here's the bigger part. You've also never had a Marvel film have to follow something in this fashion. Never, ever, ever, ever. As we have talked repeatedly, Marvel is following something. You don't know how or what direction this shit is going to go into at this point. Not from a standpoint of not understanding where the characters could go, but not from a standpoint of not understanding people's reaction to these films moving forward. We were there when they announced Phase 4 at San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, all we talked about was, boy, none of that seemed overly exciting.
Yeah.
So right now, you've entered in another movie that possibly won't live up to your past. But this movie highlights your past a hell of a lot more than any of them other projects do. Like
it does.
Shang-Li, I don't know the name of it. I don't care the name of it because I'm never going to see it anyway.
Oh, Shang-Chi. Yeah.
Whatever. That movie there has nothing to live up to at all. It is what it is with that movie. Eternals, nothing to live up to. Blade, you have a better movie to live up to, but box office expectations, nothing. Like the first Blade made no money, but it's a classic. So you have to live up to that.
Yeah.
Well, the Captain America 4, it's Captain America 4. So that means immediately I have to go back to Captain America 3 and think, hey, what was that? Oh, that was Civil War. Granted, I have always stood up and said, that's not a Captain America movie. That's an Avengers movie.
Yeah.
So go back one more. Black Captain America, because I'm about to call him Falcon. Falcon America, that works much better for me. Falcon America's movie has to live up to the Winter Soldier. No other Marvel film moving forward has that pressure. Not a single one of them. And the reason they don't is because, except for the only one that may do is the Black Panther sequel. Because Chadwick is passed. So as pressure goes, it goes Black Panther 2, Captain America 4. None of the rest of those movies have pressure to do anything. So with that added pressure onto it, that's what makes me think of Ice Cube and Triple X2. Because you've literally changed the main character, but you're keeping the movie. So what happens next? And literally, you've taken away all super soldiers out of this movie because that serum no longer exists. And now, And now
Well,
Sharon,
I
well,
must.
that's
I
what they
must.
kind of say at the end when Sharon walks away and says, "With
Yeah,
no super." So they already know they're telling you what they're planning on doing here.
yeah. I think that what they're gonna do is the She-Hulk film is they're gonna start
She-Hulk
showing
movie, She-Hulk TV show. I'm sorry,
show. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
or
think that
isn't
they're
she
gonna
just a lawyer in that?
that is Bruce Banner's cousin, who is a lawyer, and Mark Ruffalo is going to be in the show. But the biggest thing about it is the serum. The serum is an offshoot from the original Super Soldier serum, and so I think what they're going to do is they're going to have like these different like Hulks, like Red Hulk, and that brings back what's my man? Was it William Hurt that played Thunderbolt?
Mm-hmm.
I think that he's the person that's going to be doing Wrath, where Zemo is, and I think that he's going to play a big role in whatever the next phase is, and I think that that's going to be the next thing. Matter of fact, what they should do, personally, if they're going to introduce X-Men, is they should start the Weapon X thing. So instead of like, having to worry about super soldiers, you got mutants, and so when you got mutants, there's no point of any need of a super soldier. So I think that that's where they're kind of progressing to.
But
And
do you
they're
think
gonna have to.
you
They're
think
gonna
they're
have
gonna
to.
put Sam in the middle of that, or they're gonna try to separate him?
Yeah, they're gonna have to separate them. They're gonna have to separate them. I mean, I'm not gonna lie
Well, in
to
other words,
you.
whoa, 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 oh, 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 oh. So wait a minute. So you've now separated him, and you've made Captain America less important and black. Oh,
So,
okay,
what I
okay.
was gonna bring up was the fact that out of all the different
Oh
characters,
God.
he's the
Okay.
first. Captain America is the first character to actually get a second version of himself. I mean, the next one's gonna be Black Widow. We already know that. But
Yes.
this will be the first out of all of them that's going to get a second version. And I think from a perception standpoint, that's where I don't know.
Isn't the Ironheart show coming out?
Yeah, the show is, but
So we're gonna get another Iron Man too.
I don't look at her like that.
Why not? Is she not Iron Man?
Nah, she ain't.
What is she?
She's Ironheart.
Exactly. She's Iron Man. She's Iron Man. She's Iron Man. And you're gonna get her too.
Because the reason why I say that is the smarter thing. Well, I don't know, man. Then it'll just be like a repeat of this because Doctor Doom at a certain point from the Fantastic Four actually becomes a version of Iron Man who's far superior than whatever Tony could have done anyway. So
isn't Doctor Doom a bad guy?
he is.
Huh.
But he becomes He becomes Iron
So,
Man as well
in
as
other words,
Norman Osborn.
so in other words, they'll use him if they wanted to do the. Here's the problem, though. This is supposed to be like 6 years in advance. You got to think that they can make it for 6 years, because at this point, you lived and died off of the Infinity Saga. Now, what is there for me to care about? Mutants, X-Men. That's what I care about. That's all I care about. I don't care about the Chinese guy with powers. I don't care about the Black Falcon with powers. I don't care about any of these other people. I only care about mutants and fantastic people. Nothing else matters. If that's going to be the case, a lot of these will be relegated to second tier. How will people react, or how do you think people will react if Captain America becomes Hawkeye? Because really, what's the difference between the two?
So what I think that they're gonna do with Sam, and I don't know if it's actually gonna work, is they're gonna keep him with the Avengers to lead it. I don't think that they're gonna have him doing too many solo excursions unless they come with a second season of this. I think they're gonna come with a second season of this.
But they got a movie. We know they have a movie. They announced it.
They do, but I think that they're gonna do
writing the movie, knowing Marvel, that movie's gonna release in 2022, 2023.
I don't remember.
But and I thought they kind of pinpointed like it's another person up there who will be the leader of the Avengers. Who we know they've been grooming to be the leader of the Avengers. It ain't even a secret anymore. Come on, Sam.
I thought they already lost that dude. Oh, I know what you're talking about. No, oh my gosh, that's not gonna work. That's not
Is
gonna
that
work.
not the character that they pinpointed to be there?
Initially, it was, but now this show came out.
There's no initial about it. That's who they wanted to be, and they have no issue telling you when they say that's the most important character in their universe now.
But I
You
don't
know
see,
that. You know that as much as I know that. Come on,
that's gonna be so weird now because
Captain America gets relegated to a second-tier hero. I'm telling you what's gonna happen. Mark my words. Count it today, April 27th, because that's the day we're recording this. Captain America is a second-tier superhero now. He's no different than Ant-Man, and he's no different than Hawkeye. That's his level. Because guess what? The moment I bring more superpowered people into the world, he ain't Batman. So what is his other option? Second tier. He does real world stuff. Because it was either this. It was either make Sam Captain America and keep him on television, which would cause so many problems, or give him a movie and then put him back on television. Because knowing we can't make him like the leader, who the fuck is following Steve's sidekick around? All of them saw him be a sidekick. You think that magically now you're going to be the leader? No, sidekick.
But you don't think, I mean, think of, all right, I'm going to say this. Think about who's even left, right? There's nothing left but sidekicks. Why wouldn't they follow him?
Is it?
Yeah. Who else is left?
Thor. Technically,
he don't care.
Technically, T'Challa is still left. They just will not mention him.
If T'Challa was there, then yes, Sam would be irrelevant. I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
And the biggest one is Captain Marvel. I don't care what you say. Everyone knows who's going to be the leader. You can fight it as much as you would like to. It's Captain Marvel. And they literally set her up to be the leader of the Avengers. It's Captain Marvel. Exactly.
I'm just saying that I don't think anybody would fight
unless you're telling me
Sam. That's all I'm saying. Who's left? That's what I'm saying. They ain't nobody like you got.
Here you go. If you had a choice, you following Sam or Rhodey?
Rhodey would follow Sam because he don't want to do it. He already showed up the first episode.
No. All he showed is understanding why he didn't want to be Captain America. Rhodey has never said something about not wanting to lead. Matter of fact, that would be completely opposite of what the character wanted to do all the time is lead. But why would he fall in line to follow Sam? That's the part you got to have discussions about. Why would any of these people follow him?
I mean, matter of fact,
maybe Wanda has become the most powerful person in this universe. You think she's following him? You think she's following him? She's not following him. She don't care about him. She ain't following him for sure. She's not following him.
I mean, she ain't really followed anybody, to be quite honest.
Exactly. Like so you can't say who's left and then completely negate the point that Captain Marvel is the one that's left.
But
she wouldn't have followed Tony and Steve. You think she's following him?
I mean, I'm just saying.
You think Nick Fury would put Sam in charge to run anything? The Nick Fury from MCU, the guy who has been established. Do you think that's going to happen? Because if they could work out something with Sony for Spider-Man, clearly Spider-Man would be the leader. Yes, they will make Spider-Man leader. We come on.
Can we have Andrew Garfield be the leader? Is that possible? Can we get a Spider-Verse and bring Andrew Garfield?
Hey, after the Spider-Verse, you never know what happens. So
I can get behind that. Shoot, any day. I'll take his Spider-Man over every person in the MCU right now.
Again, my whole thing is Sam is not Batman. Okay? It's only one non-super powered person people are actually going to follow, and that's Bruce Wayne. They're not following anyone else, okay? And I'm just saying we got to just look at it again as what happens after supposedly this Captain America movie. Or here's the worst part yet. They announced the movie. They didn't announce the movie was going to theaters.
Bro, they wouldn't do that.
Why wouldn't they?
They wouldn't do
Why?
that.
Come on now. Give it to me.
Because they about
Why
money. They're about money. You know they're about money. You know they're
Who's
about
about
trying to
money?
make money.
Disney?
Disney, yeah.
So just imagine dropping this on Disney Plus.
Bruh, no. If they're gonna, all right, I'm gonna say this, and I stand behind this regardless. If they're gonna drop it, they're gonna do a simultaneous. They're gonna put it on the theaters, and they're gonna put it in.
I don't think
streaming.
it's a chance that it will see theaters. I think
Bruh,
this is a exclusive movie for Disney Plus because
no.
Disney Plus is going to be used to launch lots of Marvel movies. That much you got to understand at this point. It's going to be used to launch lots of Marvel movies. They are going to save theaters for movies that they, I think, can believe are guaranteed to hit certain numbers. If you ain't going to guarantee to hit that number and we need to protect the brand, we protect the brand by dropping it on Disney Plus.
Bruh, I gotta disagree with that. I can't.
What's the box office potential for Black Captain America? It ain't high. It's not high. Not remotely close to being high. So why put it out there for it not to be high? It's a standard already set. Like right now, that's what I believe. That's what they're going through with the rest of these movies. People would love to believe that they're putting Black Widow out on both of them because they wanted to do it for the fans. No, they're doing it because they thought to themselves, we already didn't think this would be a huge hit. We thought it could be a big hit. Marvel has a standard now. Instead of us going against that standard, let's just put this movie out on both platforms. Because this movie's coming out in July, right?
But Captain Black Widow?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what's going to be open then? 100% of the theaters in this country. And they still like, yeah, no, we're going to drop it on both. because it protects us. That's what it is, people. It's a protection. It protects us from it coming out and it not making as much money as we think it could. Because at this point, protecting the brand is more important than anything else. And that costume looks fucking silly. Dude, come on. See, here's the thing. Captain America's suit at first, very, very first movie was like comic book accurate. And then they switched it because they understood it just don't look good. All that white don't look good from a black man being draped in white. And you don't expect me to get symbolism off of that. Okay.
Yeah, it is very comic book accurate. I can't fake on that.
Is it always good to be comic book accurate with costumes?
Oh, we knew that that's the reason why Cap's suit changed from the first movie to the second one. It was way better the second one. I mean, honestly, technically going on Batman Begins versus The Dark Knight, that's a whole nother example. So yeah, you're right. I mean, I'm not knocking it.
I'm just saying, just prepare your feelings if Captain America 4 drops on Disney Plus and not in theaters. Prepare your feelings. I wouldn't have an issue with that because I fully understand why. But prepare your feelings and also prepare for people to possibly think, wait a minute, so we getting a Black Captain America and you're going to drop his movie on a streaming service and not in theaters?
Bro, people would be pissed, dude. I'm being very serious. Like, that's offensive, like low key. Because then it's kind of like, why do it anyway? You could have just said, all right, bet Bucky is the new whatever.
No, you could have just did a season 2.
Well, so
because if you're going to do a season 2, there's no way in hell there's a need for this to go in the theaters.
I really don't understand. So at the end of it, did you see how it changed to Captain America and the Winter Soldier?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, so that's going to be the next season. I was really confused.
The announcement of a movie?
Yeah.
It's a streaming, made for streaming movie.
No, I can't.
Guess what? And you hired the same writer from the show. It's a made for streaming movie, and then you're gonna branch off and do another season of the show.
I can't
prepare yourself, my brother.
So what? Okay, all right. What I'm gonna put a scenario out. So
Mhm,
say hypothetically speaking, right? They do
mhm,
this movie. It comes out 2022, 2023, right?
mhm,
And then it drops on a simultaneous. It drops on Disney Plus and in the theaters for a limited set. And then they're like already starting to work on season 2 of Captain America and the Winter Soldier, as they call it.
mhm.
You don't think that's plausible too? That they still do a theatrical run
Can
for
I
a
ask a
period of
question here?
time, and then
Uh, the next two
yeah.
Marvel movies, are they being dropped simultaneously on the streaming service and theaters, or are they just being dropped in theaters?
So Black Widow is,
Not
but
Black
then
Widow. I said
Eternals
Eternals
is not,
or
and
or
what was it? WandaVision or
mm-mm, mm-mm,
Doctor
or
Strange joint.
no. We'd already that's another one. But not counting Black Widow, which I just gave
Mm-hmm.
you the reason why that's dropping on both.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The next two movies, it's not a mention of both of them dropping at the same time on a streaming service. Both of those are going to theaters.
Wait, what's the second one?
Shang Li, Chung Li,
Shang
ain't get time
Shang
to.
Shang-Chi. Yeah, Shang-Chi. Wait, no, it didn't. They right, you're right.
Hmm.
Oh,
So then, so what happens if you reverse course with a Falcon and Winter Soldier movie and say we're dropping them simultaneously in theaters and on a streaming service?
I mean,
Mm,
people gonna be
mm,
all right with it.
No, no, no,
Our
no, 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 no. See, it's not about comic with people because people would love to get it at home. And if it goes on Disney Premium, it'll bootleg immediately. They'll be perfectly fine with that. The perception of it makes no sense. Not if he's supposed to be Captain America, America. You think if Chris Evans would have came back, that movie would have dropped on Disney Plus and theaters at the same time? No,
I mean, I'm gonna be
not at that
honest with
time.
you, Lucas. I'm gonna be very honest with you. Chris
Mm-hmm.
Evans is gonna most likely be in Secret Invasion. And I think that he's going to end up being in the Captain America 4, and that's the reason why I think that it's going to just stay the same. I mean, they're bringing Chris Evans
Look,
back.
if you're saying it's staying the same, so you think they're bringing Captain America back?
No, I think they're bringing Steve Rogers back.
Old Steve Rogers?
Yeah,
Why?
I do. Uh, because of his role in the MCU later on.
So far be it from Chris Evans who's saying that I'm never doing this role again.
Oh, that ninja lying. Just like this ninja, Anthony. Was it
But he
Anthony?
was talking about the roles. Like he walked away. There's talks about this dude retiring from acting. He don't want to do it no more. Like it ain't just MCU he was retiring from. Chris Evans has talked about it may be time to stop acting. And with the amount of money Marvel paid him to be Captain America, he could literally say that now if he wanted to. I'm
All
just
I'm
saying. I'm just saying. Just be prepared if this is a Disney Plus film. I don't see an issue with it at all being a Disney Plus film. It just sets the standard that I thought they should anyway. With Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
I don't know. I think this is gonna be a thing.
If he if he
Old
comes
man
back
Cap.
as Captain America, you still having to explain how people will feel if you strip that away from Sam.
No. So what happened was in the comics, like he came back, but he didn't take up the mantle as Captain America. He just came back Steve Rogers. That's it.
In Captain America's costume?
No. Mm-mm.
What's
It was
this right
literally
here?
just him and Steve. Like what you're seeing right here is wait, hold on, it's the wrong one. Just like this. It's literally just like this.
But that's Captain America's costume.
Mm, mm, Not
And
really.
that's damn near legit. The last Captain America costume they had in the MCU.
It's
So
similar.
wait. So in other words, he dresses up with a star in his chest. Damn near same color pattern. And I'm just supposed to call him Steve Rogers? Ah, okay. All right. He does everything. He's Captain America, but I'm just supposed to like call him Steve Rogers because it's cool. Okay. Okay. All right. If you think that makes sense, that's fine. Because that suit there Damn, that looks like the Captain America suit I saw in Winter Soldier and other things after that.
Here it is.
But you know, you put
Here's
two
a good
stars on
picture.
you put 2 stars on it. You know, it's a little different.
There you go. That's what it looks like.
That's the suit that he jumped out the plane in Winter Soldier. It's literally the suit he jumped out the plane in Winter Soldier. But he's not Captain America. All right.
Nope. He's not.
All right. All right. So if I brought Bruce Wayne back and he didn't say he was Batman, but he had on a modified Batman costume, am I to say he's not Batman? He's Bruce Wayne. He does everything Batman does, but he's not Batman. And he literally was Batman. But because I don't call him Batman anymore and I call him Bruce Wayne, it's a different character. Okay.
I'm gonna say this with respect because technically, right now, that's actually what's going on the DC universe comic book side. This is the new Batman.
No, but that's the new Batman on that limited run shit that they're doing. That's not, they even said that's not that like their main stuff. That's the special edition comic booky stuff, like the shit Marvel's doing with Spider-Man suit changing and shit like that. Right? It has nothing to do with the main portion of the comic books. It's just.
But I'm saying that Bruce is still there during this time, and he's got his own version of Batsuit. It's really weird.
But is he known as Bruce Wayne or Batman?
I mean, yeah, he's still Batman. That's what I was trying to say. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, okay.
That
that's
the same situation. Unfortunately.
Okay. All right. Right. So we're gonna get 2 Captain Americas. Hey, can I ask some way more important question than Sam?
Mm-hmm.
Which one of them takes the lead?
Wait, hold on. Elaborate. Say that again. What you mean by that?
One of them takes the lead. In that little clip you showed me, with Sam on one side, Steve Rogers in the middle, and that one right there. Which one of them is the leader? Is it the one in the middle? I'm sure it's the one in the middle. I'm sure it's the one in the middle. So in other words, you named Sam Captain America and made him a sidekick to Steve Rogers. Wait a minute. They didn't actually do this in the comic books, did they? Please tell me they did. That would be hilarious.
Look.
Oh God. Wait. Oh man, hold on. I have not legitimately laughed that way in a while.
Look.
Did they turn him to Captain America and make him a sidekick to Steve Rogers?
Look,
oh God.
We're done.
If that doesn't prove how much
we're done.
Hey, if Sam theory comes true, we're gonna get the return of Steve Rogers as Steve Rogers. But Sam is gonna remain Captain America and become Steve Rogers' sidekick. Steve Rogers needs this.
So look. So they basically made Steve Rogers in a Nick Fury role. Basically, he took the role of what Nick Fury was doing for S.H.I.E.L.D. So he's over. Yes.
He's the leader. And Sam follows orders from Steve Rogers. Okay. So he's Steve Rogers' sidekick, just like he was Captain America's sidekick, but this time he's Captain America and he's a sidekick to Steve Rogers. I mean, Disney doesn't care about black people. It's an awesome way to wrap up the show there. Disney does not care about black people.
Okay, so final thoughts. What did you think about this show?
Oh, the show's not bad. I told you, I said before, it's an action show. It's not. Ignore writing, ignore huge plot holes, ignore bad acting. Just go there for the action. And we've had countless discussions about, enjoying things that aren't good. Is this a good show? Not really. It has great action moments in it, but I'm not here to break it down as I would other shows. There's no need to. I mean, after the first episode, which shows so much promise, right? And they negated all that promise by episode 2. You just go in it and say, hey, I'm here for the action of it. I'm here for the little tidbits they could give me, and I'm going to enjoy it. I'm not going to wonder why Sam and this girl who's a terrorist have this deep connection that they never tell us. Why would they have a deep connection? I'm not going to care about that at all. It makes no sense to worry my little brain with things like that. Why would I care why Sharon all of a sudden is one of the most evil people in the MCU? I don't care. It's not for me to think
The
about things of
weird
that
thing
nature.
about that I'm gonna ask this because I really don't know what MCU doing right now. If Steve Rogers went back to the place and time that he was supposed to be at, had a whole life with Sharon Carter,
How did she become evil?
I mean, not even that. Like, wouldn't she be Steve's
daughter?
Yeah, or a granddaughter, right? So you saying that
she was Peggy's what?
Granddaughter.
Oh, then yes.
So the spawn of Steve Rogers has become
now evil,
and is now going to
but
be,
then
I
with
guess,
the I don't know, are they calling the snap or the blip? I don't know. Whatever one of them things happen, right?
Yeah.
It would it had I don't understand how they're going about it affecting people.
So basically, when he went back and put all the different stones back, he stayed, right? But
Oh yeah, we know that part.
There was still like a normal Cap going through, but he went and had a whole life with this woman. So my assumption is that Sharon is
his
literally his granddaughter or whatever. And so she's I mean what I'm saying that is that it feels like they're setting her up to be Falcon's enemy or whatever. Like it's completely unrealistic. But
is Sharon like, is she a villain in comic books?
I think she goes back and forth, but I don't look at her like a villain necessarily. I mean, I don't know what they're doing with her. To be honest with you, Agent 13. I don't know what they're doing with Agent 13.
Who cares?
But
I'm just all here for Steve Rogers coming back and Sam becoming Steve Rogers' sidekick as Captain America. You've made my night. That's would be the funniest shit in the world to me. For all you people out there, Disney cares. They gave y'all a black Captain America. And then magically, all of a sudden, the black Captain America becomes Steve Rogers' sidekick. And Steve Rogers wears a Captain America costume, but just doesn't call himself Captain America anymore. Because he's like, you have one of those. I'm different. I'm here to help. By the way, get my coffee, Captain America. Like, it's gonna be funny.
Look, yeah, I guess we'll see what ends up happening.
But then we still had to talk about that still leaves out the U.S. agent, because he would have to be in Captain America's movie.
No, you don't.
What other thing would be set up to see the character coming up if he's not in Captain America's movie?
I think they're gonna either want to make a Dark Avengers show, which look like would be the easiest thing to do, or they're gonna have him.
But that's years away. Like, I don't think they're gonna let the character rest for that many years.
Well, so that's what I was saying. If it's a show, then it'll be a lot more quicker, because they've been putting a lot of these shows on the turnpike. But I don't know. I would be kind of dumb to me. Like I don't even want Bucky or U.S. Agent to be in it.
Well,
I mean,
Bucky has to be somewhere.
I don't know. He's going back to Wakanda, I guess. And that would be interesting. He shows up in a Black Panther 2. as the white. Nah, I ain't gonna
That's
put
the
that
White
out there.
Panther.
I ain't gonna put that.
Oh, buddy,
I ain't
what
gonna put that
happened?
out there. I ain't gonna
What
put that out
happened if
there.
they did use him to replace him?
I ain't gonna
They
do
be like,
that.
because you embody everything that is Black Panther.
Look, I'm not gonna put that in the atmosphere because we don't need those kind of problems right now. But I look. I'll at least put this. I'll at least put this.
Who did that? Who did that? Who is responsible for that?
I don't know, but he does become the White Wolf in the comics, so I don't really know.
Is the White Wolf like Black Panther?
Kinda. I'm just
So
look,
Marvel was just being racist all around the board, huh? And y'all come with people just allowed them to do that. Y'all allowed them to bring a white man to Wakanda and give him a superhero name.
Look, we ain't got.
Is that him fighting alongside Black Panther?
Look,
oh,
I'm just.
Is his suit almost as strong as Black Panther's suit?
Look, I'm just saying that it's a possibility. Because I mean, initially I was kind of like going with Lucas said. Okay, they're gonna make him the next Captain America, and then they're gonna kind of progress scared. But because they didn't, I really don't know what they're gonna do with Bucky. But the fact I'm gonna say this disrespectfully, you guys. There's a reason that they brought the Dora Milaje on this show, and it won't just about Zemo. It was more so about Bucky. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I think this is enough. We've done enough.
This is what comic book people ask for. This is what y'all ask for, right?
We've done enough damage.
Man, they better hurry up and just get the mutants and get this shit over with. Let's get the mutants, man. Put sneak a mutant into Black Widow if you have to.
I mean, well, you know, Sam Raimi has definitely got some mutants in that darn the Doctor Strange joint.
Well, he does. He has one mutant that is still not defined as a mutant because now she's a witch,
which is
and not a mutant
ever.
And she's the main villain for the movie. So,
yeah. So I think that's where the mutant.
Or Shang-Li. Fit a mutant in Shang-Li. Like, do something.
When are we getting a Spider-Man trailer, bro?
Whenever Sony decides they want to hype their movie.
They finished, right? They completely finished with that.
Yes.
And
production is now done on it.
What's still shooting?
But that's a December release for Sony, isn't it? So
it's
they're
wintertime.
They're not rushing it.
Wait, so hold up. When does Doctor Strange come out?
2022.
What the flip? How's that supposed to work? Because, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Because Shang-Li comes out in September.
What the hell are they
and
doing?
Eternals comes out. Wasn't Eternals pushed to November?
Hold up, bro. Marvel movies. Because that's gonna be a problem.
Which one?
The fact that Spider-Man will come out before Doctor Strange. Because the whole point of this whole multiverse thing, well, I mean, God, this is a problem. This is a whole problem. I didn't even think about. Because the whole point of the WandaVision that we all initially were looking at was like, oh, okay, this introduced the multiverse situation. It's going to bridge the gap. It's going to bleed over into Spider-Verse. It's going to bleed over into Doctor Strange. And it never did. And so if Spider-Man's coming out in wintertime,
which it is, it comes out in December.
And Doctor Strange doesn't come out to 2022.
March
then what's going to
2022.
Then what's going to be the explanation to the Spider-Verse situation in wintertime before
Doctor Strange is in Spider-Man? Remember, he's a mentor to Peter.
Yeah, but my whole point is I felt like Wanda was the catalyst to all that.
Isn't Wanda in Spider-Man?
I don't think she was.
Well,
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I think she's in there. Because then Chung Li
this man
has And that has what the real man. I was about to say Mandalorian. The real margin guy. You know which guy I mean. The guy with all the rings.
Oh, the Mandarin.
There you go. That guy. So he's in Chung-Li. And then Eternals comes out in November. And Eternals is supposed to, I don't know. See what I mean? Nope, not gonna do it. Don't care enough to do it.
Here it is. I got it right here. We can just get this out of the way and then be done with this. Who said it? It was Norman Osborn. Was like, "Do what you want to do," and then boomer fast. Here it is, right here. So Black Widow is July, Shang-Chi is September, Eternals November, Spider-Man is December, March. What the flip?
I told you, so I was right. See, look at it.
But I don't. How are we gonna? Whatever.
And then Thor's in May. Black Panther 2 is in July.
Good
the
Lord.
Biggest, most important movie. I don't think all these movies are going to reach these dates, by the way.
What do you mean by that?
I don't think. I think another movie will be inserted that's not mentioned there into 2022.
I mean, you know, Captain America will probably be.
Yep, somewhere in there, debuting on Disney Plus. Captain America. Anyway. And Ant-Man 3 is not on there.
Oh yeah, it is. It's right here. You just can't see the Ant-Man part.
Oh, but they haven't given it a release date. I think that's going to be in 2022.
No, it's too stacked, man. They got to push that to 2023, right?
Really?
Like why? That's a stacked freaking year, bro. That's way too much.
Well, let's just put it like
1, 2, 3, 4.
We're going to say this. I'm going to say this in the nicest way humanly possible. And I'm going to piss a lot of people off, but I don't care because you all can't say, I like this one over this one and I like this one over this one. You can't keep on going to that well. It makes no sense at this point. There's not a single movie coming out in 2022 from Marvel that matters. Equivalent to that other company.
Wait, what? Hold up, Lucas.
There's not a single movie Marvel's going to drop in 2022 that matters when equivalent to that other company's movies that are dropping in 2022.
You wouldn't say Black Panther 2 though?
No. Is Chadwick in it? Or did they not tell you that Black Panther 2 is going to be Worlds of Wakanda? Okay. No. What
about
biggest superhero film starring the biggest superhero? Well, he's not a superhero. The biggest hero. The most profitable person humanly possible comes out in 2022. Literally around the same time Doctor Strange comes out. Which one do you think people are going to see? Don't worry about it. You ain't got to guess. You know which one they're going to go see. Black Panther 2 is scheduled for July. It's another movie that's coming out in July. Which one has the bigger showing? Don't worry about it. I can tell you which one's going to have the bigger showing. Like certain things are guaranteed at this point.
Do you want to just say for those people that don't know so they can...
What, that Batman comes out in March 2022? Who doesn't at this point know Batman comes out in March 2022? Who doesn't know at this point Flash comes out July 2022?
With Michael Keaton.
And Ben Affleck.
Yep.
And whoever the hell else they plan on putting in this movie. And here's the weird part. What year does Black Adam come out again? 2022? Huh. Yeah. What year does Aquaman 2 come out again? 2022. Huh. So let me repeat this. And this is not a knock against Marvel because they need to put out a mutant movie because that's what people care about at this point. But there's literally nothing coming out in 2022 that people are going to care more than that other company. So I think Marvel is probably thinking some things need to be moved around. I would definitely move around Captain Marvel. I will move Captain Marvel to the beginning of 2023. And that would be a really good date for them. The Wakanda thing, I don't know what the plans of that without Chadwick could possibly be. But I had already believed that Black Panther 2 wasn't going to do what Black Panther 1 did. I mean, black people are really good at fool me once. Shame, shame on you. Fool me twice. Shame on me. You ain't getting that. You're not getting away with that again.
Oh boy. Well, on that note, we're just gonna just stop. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed it. We gave it everything we had.
Why would you put that up at the end of a Winter Soldier conversation?
We
I was
started
just
talking about other
no.
companies.
I was just making a point about it from Marvel's release calendar. Why I believe certain things will get pushed back, certain things will get plugged in because that's the way they do. Like the first four are locks, and that is Widow, Chung-Li, Eternals, and Strange. Those are locks. I think after that, everything is a crapshoot to them right now on what order they're going to release things. To me, it's going to be a crapshoot based off of, well, except for Thor too. Thor's a lock.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it's really just a question of maybe we can move around this, maybe we can move around that, and it not matter as much. Keep in mind, they're going to still try their best to, and people have to stop putting Spider-Man up there like it's a Marvel movie. But people, like, eventually they're going to have a discussion on what about Spider-Man?
You know what? I'm gonna say this. You might be right. I think that what they could add, it's not even what we think the obvious, which is Captain America. They should just put 2023, the beginning of 2023, the new Avengers movie, Secret Wars, or whatever the heck it's gonna be. Like, there's got to be an Avengers movie
Isn't that the
somewhere.
show? Secret Invasion. Secret Invasion. No, I don't think they're even attempting or want to do an Avengers movie again
They got to,
anytime soon.
because if they don't, I don't. I ain't gonna say that,
Would
man.
you run the risk of doing an Avengers movie with people who are Avengers that other people don't care about?
Look, we're gonna put
Again,
the we're gonna put the line out here so everybody can assess this question with us. And technically, you got to remove one character from this. Technically, two. I'm sorry.
Black Panther and Spider Man. No,
Yeah,
Spider Man would be, and that would be his last movie.
yeah.
That's it. That's the deal. Who's the person and who's the white person in the back? Oh, Vision. All right. See, now that suit is much better for Sam.
Yeah, it makes sense. Maybe they'll change it to that.
And Wanda's a villain now. Would she be Avenger still?
She gonna be an Avenger again. They're gonna need her for whatever reason.
But that lineup still looks like trash. Like,
No,
where's Thor?
wait. Is he in there?
Nope.
Would he join again?
I don't know because Love and Thunder. Well, what?
Oh wait. Actually, there's gonna be a new Thor.
It's gonna be a female Thor.
Yeah, which
And you
I
left
don't
out
see.
Ironheart.
She
See,
ain't no Avenger, bro.
she's gonna be one. She's gonna be one.
She gonna
You can hate all you want to. She's gonna be one.
Miss Marvel will be an Avenger, but I don't think Ironheart is going to be an Avenger. I think that what they're going to do with Ironheart, they're going to make her a young Avenger, like the Young Avengers. They've already
Like
been
the
kind of
Teen
lining them up.
Titans.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
I'm
I'm
trying to
fine with
think.
that.
I'm trying to think. Wait, who did you say?
I said
Who's the
like the
person?
Teen Titans.
No, somebody that we were missing.
Thor.
Oh, Thor. Who's playing that? Is it Natalie Portman?
Yes.
Oh God. Look, I don't.
You can't make a Guardian of a Galaxy part of Avengers.
No, they're in Avengers. Well, yeah, I guess she would be the next Thor. I don't know why she would do it. From an acting standpoint,
That's a great question.
I don't know if she would do it as an actor, but
Why would her or Chris Hemsworth continue after this movie?
I mean, shoot, look, more power to her, man. Maybe she just wants to be the hero. It's all good.
She ain't getting cast to do anything else at this point, so maybe why not?
Yep, we're definitely leaving. All right. On that note, hope you guys enjoyed our whatever this was, because I don't really feel like this is a review.
Because I started talking about it and you shut me up because you didn't want me to tell people that Marvel don't care about black people. So I left it alone. So it's not Sam don't want me to talk about it. I'm not gonna talk about it. I gave the breakdown of the show for myself. I gave a breakdown of everything. Sam, you didn't even tell people what you thought about the series. See?
I know. I mean, I can talk about it really quick because it's getting really late.
I about to say we are an hour and 30-some
We
minutes
are
in,
way
and you're
too late.
finally
We're really late.
talking about. Lucas has been talking about his ideas of the show.
For me, I initially felt like it was very strong. I felt like this was going to be a character progression, dissection of Bucky Barnes, who was one of the most important people in it to me. Bucky got like basically sidelined for Sam's story arc. Sam, we finally kind of get an understanding of where he kind of comes from and who his family is, what he really feels, what he really thinks, why he released the shield, why he felt like it was the best option to relinquish the shield, and then the ramification of the world building of them kind of like, oh, okay, we're gonna make a pseudo Captain America without really understanding what it actually really took. I for me enjoyed all the action. I think even the last episode, like some of the visual effects were really good, really great camera angles. I do think that there were moments that were very fleeting in terms of like the character dissection because I felt like they were building to something, but they didn't go for it. Specifically with Bucky, I felt like they really undercut him. And it almost felt like they were saving more story arc for him, even though he scratched out all the places in his book. It was kind of like, okay, he's got a clean slate. What does that really mean? I feel like they just kind of like they introduced him, but they didn't do anything with him other than be backup. And I do like that they had good chemistry, like Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan. But I mean, Sebastian Stan, he's a really good actor, and Anthony Mackie partners well with other actors. I didn't have a problem with Zemo. I actually thought that they did a better Zemo in this one than they did in the Civil War aspect, even though, he was about his convictions in both. I did appreciate it. I did find myself finding John Walker really interesting. But I didn't like how they ended his character. I thought that was really cookie cutter and an easy scapegoat way out just to make him the U.S. soldier really quickly, as opposed to just kind of having him be disjointed. As a whole, I really enjoyed the show. I actually had a lot of fun with it. I felt like some of the foundational things and the questions they left in here, regardless if they answered them wrong, regardless if they executed them wrong, I appreciate them for putting those questions there. I regret those two, poor written choices as opposed to, good ideas. I think the ideas were way more important than the way that they were executed in this one. So for me, I really did like the series, and I would definitely go and rewatch it again. Not just for the action, but some of the big questions and underlying themes. But I do feel like they could have done so much more, and there was a lot there, especially coming off of the feel of it, which was coming off of the Winter Soldier to this, not so much Civil War. So those are my whole thoughts on it. And as far as my final thoughts on the finale, I already talked about that in the beginning. I'm done. That's it.
Hey, they hired the lead writer for Ironheart today.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Hmm.
I'm done. I know where you're going with this. We are done. We're an hour and 38 minutes. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Whatever it was, keep it locked. JVS. We're not gonna stop, and definitely go into the description bar below. Check out Lucas on Twitter. Check me on Twitter, and also follow our Twitter if you have any fleeting questions or things you want to rant about. We're here for it. All right, guys. Peace.